What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Stella Herself podcast. I'm Stella herself, and honestly, this is a very monumental episode because it's the first episode of August, and it's the first episode of me being a year older. It was my birthday, not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before, and I just feel like I kind of took like a week off or so, just because it was like my birthday. I was bullshitting, and then I went back home to see my family. So I just wasn't really recording. I wasn't really doing anything. So I don't know. I feel like I haven't even really registered that I'm a year older because I was just so excited about like what was happening in the moment. Can anyone relate though? Like I feel like once I turned 18, I don't know. I was going to say 21, but I feel like it was really 18. I just kind of started forgetting how old I was. And yeah, and I feel like that's natural when you get older. But I don't know, I feel like maybe part of it is just because a lot of my friends are older than me. And I don't know, it's not like, I don't know. I really just be forgetting. But I hope everyone's having a good August so far. Bitch, I know y'all saw the tweets, like it's March 140th or something. I forget the exact number of days, but literally, it's just so weird to like, think back. Well, for me it's two things. Number one, when I get those TikToks on my For You page that are like, oh, do you remember when this song was popular on TikTok, or everyone was making the whipped coffee, or everyone was watching Tiger King, and it's like, damn, that feels like so long ago, but that was this year. And then for me, it's like watching my vlogs at the beginning of like lockdown and everything, when everything was like crazy, like starting to be crazy, and it's like, oh my god, like everything just seems so long ago, but at the same time not. It's just weird. It's really bizarre. And I feel like I talk about this in every fucking podcast, but it's still a very weird new thing. But I hope everyone's having a good Leo season. I just really feel the Leo season vibes. Like, yeah, I feel like I'm just more down. I don't know. I wouldn't really consider myself a down ass bitch because I just would rather chill at home. Like, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I want to go do that, but it kind of interferes with the timing of my nighttime skincare routine, and so I don't really know. And I'm, like, not even being dramatic. Like, I literally have to tell myself to relax. Let me know if you're like that, or if you're more of, like, a down-ass bitch, like, more spur of the moment or spontaneous. I'm just, like, not like that. Like, I have my moments, but overall, I'm just, like, I just can't hang. I just want to go home and do my skincare. Like, I need to wake up early, y'all. And it's like, for what? So I just try to remind myself that it's okay to chill out and have fun. And low-key, it's been kind of fun to, like, have all these, like, not all of these, a few, like, at-home antics. It just kind of brings, I don't know, I never really partied in high school or anything, but it just kind of brings me back to, like, I don't know, it almost feels more, like, wholesome, or, like, I just feel, I don't know, it's just different than, like, going to the club or going to a bar. It's just, like, your besties, and you have that safety and security of, like, being at your house or someone's house. Yeah. But with that being said, we are not going to any big parties, bitch. Like, when I say this, all I hang out with is the same, like, couple people every weekend. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people just kind of stop social distancing. And I feel like for me, like, especially at the beginning, I was even scared to go on a walk outside because it's like, you don't really know. So it's just weird. I wasn't hanging out with anyone. And then a couple months ago, I think I finally hung out with, like, Sydney, and then, you know, introduced, like, a couple more people. But that's it. Like, I would not feel comfortable going to, like, a party, or, like, if the club was open, I wouldn't want to do that. I don't know. It's like, I feel like you just need to have balance. Like, you need to do something for, like, your mental sanity. This girl I'm friends with, posted a picture at the beach, and this girl commented something like, this is so, like, I forget the exact wording, but, you know, people that just, like, are so fucking annoying. And it's like, you're pretending like you're concerned, or, like, I don't know, it's just, the way that some people type their comments, they have such an air of like, I'm better than you, or like, it's just so annoying. Like, if you were actually cared and were actually concerned and wanted, like, if that was your friend and you wanted to be like, hey, like, I don't think we should do that, you wouldn't comment it like that, you know? It's like, you're not coming at it with IRL, you're coming at it with wanting to be annoying. But then the girl, like, replied and just had a really good response, like, yeah, this is kind of our new normal, so we need to, like, find ways to keep our mental sanity and to not feel like we're literally just trapped inside all the time. So, you know, that's why we wear masks. That's why we social distance. That's why we don't go to huge events. That's why if you want to hang out with people, just make sure it's the same group of people you know, who you know aren't wilding out and, like, doing the stuff that you're not doing, you know? So let me know. I just feel like I don't know if it's like like how I'm perceiving it, my perception. I don't know if that's the word I want to use, but I don't know if that changed or if it's just kind of like a new level of like, I don't know. I feel like at the beginning it's just like, for me, I didn't want to do anything because it just felt like, okay, this will be over in like a couple weeks, you know? Like, I remember when they first announced lockdown, it was like just until the end of the month. It was just until the end of March. And I remember where I was on that day. Like, I think I was out and all the club promoters were like, oh my God, like checking their phones, like, fuck, bro, like, that's gonna suck for these next couple of weeks. Like, what are we gonna do? And I just remember like thinking, this is kind of a historic moment. But even at that point, it's like none of us knew how long this was gonna go on for. But now, because it just keeps going and going, it's like, okay, we do need to find ways to see our friends or to, you know, go on a hike, go to the beach, but social distance and like wear a mask, you know? It's like adapting rather than just like, okay, I guess I'll just never see anyone because it's only going to be for a few weeks, you know? So I feel like that's kind of like how I think of it now. And to be honest, I just can't believe people, well, first off, I can't believe all the like dumbasses who literally just like are denying that this is happening. But then also the people that are like, I feel like people who aren't really, it's not like they're disregarding it politically, but they're just disregarding it in the sense of like, they just want to like go out and have fun. Like that, it's like you're just being ignorant. And it's like, what is it going to take for you to realize? Because like, how many times are we going to have to see the same post of someone like, fuck this, I'm going to go on this little trip, or I'm going to go to the club or whatever. And then a couple weeks later, I really wish I had taken this more seriously. This is so bad, you guys. Stay inside. Like, anyway, so yeah, just like be smart. It's really fucked. But anyway, we can still have, as I said in my Q&A, we can still have some antics, but either just like be in your house and FaceTime your friends, or just be with a couple friends that you know have been chilling, or even social distance with your friends. Like, it's really, we need to find ways to adapt. I just really wonder like what's gonna happen. I feel like I've said this too, but like, what is life gonna look like a year from now? Because what are the longer term results of this gonna be? But yeah, my birthday was really fun. I kind of talked about it in my Q&A that I just posted. But it was just really cute, and I just felt very like loved and appreciated on that day, and it was just a really good day. Like, it was great. I feel like it was just like what I needed, you know? I felt cute, which that matters so much. Like, feeling cute, I felt cute. I was like, I did my makeup good, bitch. I did my hair cute. Like, I had on a cute little outfit. I had this idea for an outfit. I didn't really post anything, but that was the thing. Like, I didn't even feel like I needed to. So yeah, like, thank God for that, bitch. I feel like there was more I wanted to say about that. Oh, one thing, I don't want to like be negative, but have you ever like, okay, for me, I don't know if it's just my Cancer Venus and Cancer Mars, but I feel like if I follow you on Instagram, if we follow each other on Instagram, or you were somewhat of an important person in my life, even at one point, and it's like we don't have active beef or anything, I'm gonna wish you happy birthday, just because That's the kind of person I am. Again, is it the Cancer Venus and Cancer Mars? Like, I don't know. I don't know if you consider that sentimental, but I'm like, I want to show someone that I know that it's their birthday. I literally will put everyone's birthday on my iCal. Just like, I'll set the reminder. Like, I still get iCal birthday notifications for people I was friends with in middle school. I've just always been like that. So this is just me kind of being petty, but it's like, if we're cool or we're like friends, you know, like, oh, it's not like we're besties, but like we follow each other and then like sometimes we talk or hang out sometimes. If you're like watching my Instagram story of my birthday and you're not even gonna say like happy birthday, that's weird to me. Like, if I see someone's birthday, I'm like, fuck. Even if we're not even like best friends like that, I'm still like, fuck, like I hope I'm not a day late to wish them happy birthday. And I wish them happy birthday because if I'm gonna follow you, you know, I must care at some degree, even if it's just like, okay, I don't want to like be weird when I see you out. So I'll wish you, like, do people not think like that? And it's not like I'm like, oh, why didn't you wish me happy birthday? My feelings are hurt. But it's just like, I'm just not like that, so I can't relate. So let me know, do you guys wish people that you follow on IG happy birthday? It's just so bizarre. So with that being said, shout out to everyone that I know in real life, but then also all of people who just support me because you are a real one. Damn, the camera really just died. And I knew before filming this that I didn't charge. Well, we'll be like, you gotta go to Spotify to listen to the rest. But I really forgot what I was gonna say. That really just killed my vibe. Basically, just, you know, wish people happy birthday. Damn, I really was gonna go on this tangent and I totally forgot what it was. But yeah, wish people happy birthday. You know, it's just the right thing to do. So it was the Aquarius New Moon the other day, and I think I knew this, but I never really heard it actually explained. But say it's like Leo season. If it's Leo season, there's gonna be a Leo new moon and then an Aquarius full moon. So it's like whatever sign is opposite to the season that we're in, that's gonna be the full moon. So it was an Aquarius full moon and it was beautiful. It happened when I was still back home in Washington and it was just so big and like cute. She was honestly really cute. So this is from stylist.co, I believe. Yeah, but they say there may be a real feeling of things shifting around this full moon, a sense of stirring energy, and you may find yourself pacing up and down and feeling restless. This full moon is calling you to find the freedom to be yourself. Damn sirens. Given what we have been through and learned and processed over the last few months, this moon wants to help you break things out and break things up and awaken into a new reality. A new reality where you are free to be you, truly, completely, and authentically you, with nothing left to hide or fear. There will be a very intense, dynamic energy around this moon as you are called to break free. Damn! I'm recording. You will want to break out of boring, stuck patterns and ways of thinking and believing and being. There may even be a sense of being bored of yourself and the ways in which you always worry and hold yourself back. And with this, a longing to simply let go of all fear and just embrace, accept, and be yourself. We do love to see it. So I'm sure you know by now, but new moons are a time where the energy is like full in the sky. You know, the moon is full in the sky. So you may have realizations. You may, like they said, you may feel this urge to like, I don't know, like I'm sick of that. You know, you're reflecting, like I don't want to be like that anymore. I don't want to have this fear holding me back. And then new moons, you know, it's empty in the sky. So it's a time more so to manifest and to look forward versus full moons like reflection. But then bringing that reflection like into the future, you know? So yeah, shout out to all the Aquariuses out there. It's like we relate as a Leo, because we're opposites. It's like we relate, but we don't. We're opposites, but like, you know, I fuck with y'all. I really do. I don't think I've ever had beef with an Aquarius. So yeah, just good to know, honestly. Let me know if you guys have had any realizations. Maybe that's my Aquarius full moon realization is just like, you know, breaking free, you know, life. I don't have to stick to my routine every day. Okay. Like it's okay. And I think I really have realized that because again, like I feel like I'm just never down to do anything, which is not true, but sometimes I feel that way. And I just kind of realized And I've kind of thought about this before, but I think especially this past week, Leo season, we're so many months into quarantine, my birthday, etc. Just this realization of like all my past memes are, this sounds so cliche, but it's not because I like did my whole like little daily routine that day and had like the perfect productive daily routine. It's like this happened. I became close with this person because I decided to go out that day, or I said yes to plans and I actually came through with them. I just feel like, yeah. So let me know if you've been thinking about anything, like reflecting. And this is just a really good time to do it because I feel like probably a lot of us have spent a lot of time alone and a lot of time without distractions we may be used to, such as the club, going out, even like dating. I feel like it's just a lot more, everything's like a lot more internal these days, which I like. It can be hard because you have to face all this shit, but that leads to healing. Which also I want to say, if you're feeling stressed or just down or anything, and this kind of relates to the book that I was reading for 10 years, The Body Keeps the Score. But basically our bodies, our physical bodies, remember so much of what we've been through and our emotions and just like past traumas and just everything. So if you are feeling very emotional, it will help so much to identify where you feel it in your body. So like, do you feel it in your throat? Do you feel it in your stomach? Sometimes for me, like I remember especially when I would have like a lot of anxiety end of high school, my hands would feel like numb or like they'd be so sweaty. Oh, that's great. Do you feel it in your head, and doing things like yoga or dance or even just like running or even just doing a meditation and just observing and breathing through those areas, it helps so much, like actually literally helps. And The Body Keeps the Score is all about that. I want to reread that book and actually like, read it every day, finish it within a reasonable amount of time because it's so good and just like so applicable to not only like bigger traumas, that one may have in their life or actual PTSD, but also just, emotions that we all go through and things that we all go through, like just regular stuff. I just feel like, well, first, let me just say, I feel like I used to be way more stressed out as a kid than I am now. And I feel like it makes sense because, we think back to our childhood, we're like, damn, like I didn't have any responsibilities. Like, wow, I didn't even know how good I had it. And true, but you have to think also as a kid, you have such limited context of the world. And especially once you start getting into that like awkward age of, starting to go through puberty, it's like so much of your life is like, is this okay? Is this normal? Is this cool? Like, what are my peers doing? And I just remember feeling so much stress at that time. Like, and now I have different stress, obviously. You could say I have more stress, or just in general, like someone may have more stress as like an adult. But I feel like if you're hopefully practicing how to deal with those emotions, and then also just the fact that you have more experience and context, stuff that you used to be so stressed about as a kid isn't. That's also, I think that's one of my full moon realizations as well. I was like, damn, like I just remember being so stressed out and like, I don't know if that's normal, but I guess it's normal. Like, I wouldn't really say anxiety. I definitely had anxiety in like high school, but just being like a kid, like actually in elementary school, it's like you have big emotions and you don't really know like what that means or what it is, how to deal with it. So yeah, I feel like that is something that I do look forward to as I get older. Look at me circling back around with each year. It's like I learn more about myself, about the world, about, we just have more context and we go through stuff, so we learn to trust ourselves more. That is what makes me personally excited for life. So let's talk about Lebanon because it's really fucked up. I'm sure you all saw the video of the explosion, or videos, should I say at this point. But basically, this is from The Skim, which is a daily little newsletter that basically breaks down the news, just like really big events in the news, in a very digestible way, a very aesthetic way also. But basically, there was a huge explosion in the port in Lebanon's capital they say that at least 100 people were killed and over 4,000 were injured. And at this time, this is like Wednesday morning, they don't know what caused the initial explosion, but apparently there were highly explosive materials stored at the port. But it literally, the blast could be felt from over 100 miles away. So it's just like, what the fuck? But obviously, it's like, you know, they're dealing with the pandemic just like the rest of the world. So this just kind of makes everything worse. Like, literally. So, you know, they think that it may be a terrorist attack, but they don't know right now. So I guess we'll see. But you can go on my Twitter. I'll link it down below. And there are resources to donate to. I did see some stuff that said that petitions don't work there, or like they don't do that. It's not the same government system that we have here. And then I also saw something that said to only donate to their Red Cross and not to any other ones. But I don't know if that is necessarily true. But I will link the major, I guess, information sources as well as donation websites down below. But yeah, that's just really sad and fucked up. And I think especially seeing videos of like, you know, people's just like security cameras in their house or whatever, and just seeing, I don't know, it just makes it a lot more personable. Because, you know, you see this video of this explosion in a city and it's like, you know, I'm sure we've all seen something like that. It's just kind of like, oh, that's sad, whatever. But then when you see like actual people in their homes, that's just a lot more like relatable, you know. And it's like, damn, like that, like this is real. So it's just really sad and fucked up. And it's just like, this year just keeps going, like it just really keeps outdoing itself. So yeah, once again, everything will be linked down below, and I'm trying to like retweet stuff onto my timeline as I see it, so you can look there as well. So for my last piece of vibes, should we say, I wanted to talk about, I feel like I always talk about the subject, but there's just never too much to say. I quote tweeted this TikTok. This girl posted
from the Stella Ray herself.
Bruh, shut up. This girl posted her cleaning up after my fiance routine, and she's literally doing like everything around the house. Like, first of all, God protect me from any man that does not know how to fucking put his shirt in the hamper. Ew, like, oh my God. I feel like for the most part, just in general, the guys that I've associated with, yeah, he was my associate. But they're usually very like clean. I don't know. It's called manifestation, sweetie, but I can think of one guy where we like there were a few times that we were hanging out, whatever. We were kind of hanging out for a minute, but he would always just like leave the biggest mess in the bathroom, and not in like a poop way, but like, but like in the water would be everywhere, like the towel would be on the floor, just like I would walk in and be shocked, because it's like, do you not even think? Like, use your brain, especially if you're at someone else's house. Like, just wipe up the water, put the towel back. Like, it's just common sense. That's not a woman thing. That's just like, how does your brain feel okay living somewhere like this? But other than him, I feel like most of the guys that I've spent, you know, like that I was talking to for a minute or whatever, they've all been like clean. So thank God. I just really could not deal. And I feel like, you know, it's like a patriarchal thing in general. But I feel like also for me, like, I'm just very grateful to have grown up with my dad being who he is, because this is why I say he's a fucking Virgo, even though he says he's a Leo, but he's like very clean and like good at cleaning, you know, like he's kind of like, it's like, he gets annoyed if you do it because he just wants to do it, you know. He's like, I want to do it my way. So I'm just glad to have that like example as like, oh, it is possible. But even if you don't, it's just like, just know that you don't have to put up with this. So this is where my point comes in, because I quote tweeted this TikTok and I said, being alone, being alone would be better than this. And then this random replied or quote tweeted my reply or something and was like, oh, like, she probably just loves him a lot. And this is where the scams come in, because as we know, as we've talked about on the Celebrate Herself podcast before, we, especially, we as women, and I'm just saying that because it applies to me, but you can apply this to your own life however you choose to. But, so much of our lives, since we're literally children, infants even, like, oh my God, you're going to be such a, watch out for them when they get old. It's like, stop pushing heterosexuality onto children who don't even give a fuck at this point. Like, it's weird. Anyway, we're taught that our goal in life is to find our Prince Charming and to be a housewife. Oh, you can. And then it's like, oh, you can work. Yes, empowerment. But then it's like, wow, you're really working and not taking care of your kids. We grow up with all of these sources of information or these examples around us, like, be a good wife, like, do the cooking and cleaning. That's the only way you're going to keep a man. And oh no, you don't want to, like, grow up to be an old maid. Oh no. Wow, she's that old and she's not married. That's crazy. Well, have you thought about having kids? Like, we're just this constant pressure. And I feel like we just put up with so much in our relationships with men, cishet men, because we would rather put up with that than be alone. We're just taught, it's so ingrained in our minds that being alone is this terrible thing. Being single is just like the worst thing. Oh, you're unlovable, you're unwanted, oh, you're a whore. Oh my God, my life is over because I'm not cleaning up after a man. And I just feel like the more we can work towards, instead of what can I do to keep a man? What can I do to find my best self? What can I do? What's best for me? Not me in a relationship, but just me, period. I just feel like we'd be so much happier. And then, so I was thinking about this as I was like reading this person's reply, whatever. And then I was thinking about all the questions I've gotten from people, like, how have you been dating in quarantine? How do you date in quarantine? Whatever. And then I just made this connection, like, who says dating has to be with men? And I mean, again, I'm kind of like applying this to myself or to people that are attracted to particularly cishet men. But I guess you could even just say in general, like, even outside of, oh, as a woman, you need to be in a relationship with a man. But you could just apply it to, like, this fear of being single that I guess we as a society have. And then you could take it as, like, oh, we're constantly trying to distract ourselves from ourselves. And, like, we always need to have the TV on. We always need to be listening to music. We always, like, need some kind of distraction. So you could think of it as that, too. But who says that you need to be dating even at all? Date your friends. Date yourself. Bring your friends flowers. Buy yourself flowers. Take yourself, I guess, can we really take ourselves out to eat this time? But order yourself food. Have a little date with yourself. A date with your friend. And I just feel like that is so much more rewarding. And it just feels so much better. Like, if I do something for one of my besties, I know that they are going to appreciate it in a way that I will feel like I've done something good. Versus, have you ever done something for a guy and they don't even, like, say thank you, or they don't even recognize that you just did something, or went out of your way to, like, do something for them? It's the worst feeling ever. Like, you just kind of feel embarrassed, you feel stupid, you feel like, this is, like, why did I even go out of my way? Like, wow, again, like, fuck. Versus, you get your friend a gift, or you bring your friend flowers, or you whatever, buy your friend food or a coffee or something, and then it's like, wow, like, they're like, oh my God, and then they do something nice for you, and it's just like, it actually means something, it feels good. And I feel like a lot of what we look for in dating, obviously it's like we want to fuck, but adamandeve.com, use my code Stella, 50% off. But it's also just like we want, I guess I'll say we want intimacy. You know, we want to feel appreciated. We want to feel recognized. We want to feel loved. We want to feel good. We want to do nice things for people because we care about them and we want them to feel good, and we want, low-key, we want them to do nice stuff for us too, and we want to feel like we're recognized for being a good person in their lives, period. And especially with cishet guys, I feel like that can just be very difficult. And yeah, I know not all guys, I have a relationship where he does. It's like, okay, yeah, but like in the general scope of things, you know, that's not a lot of people's experience, or a lot of people have trouble finding that. So I keep seeing this on Twitter, but like divesting from men and not making them the central point of our lives and our dating lives and just like everything. Like, you can still build relationships with people who aren't gonna like let you down, and it's just so much more productive and feels, I don't know, it just feels so much better. And it's kind of like a relief because it's like, finally, oh, I can just chill. Like, I don't have to worry about it. So let me know if you can relate. But at the end of the day, I would so much rather be alone and hang out with my friends. Fucking get a cat, bitch. Like the crazy cat lady thing. It's like, okay, but like, would you rather sweep up some cat hair, clean a litter box, or would you rather clean up after a grown-ass man and not even be thanked for it? Like, so it's just like expected. Yeah, fuck that. Fuck no, baby. Couldn't be me. But I just had to kind of like touch on that. So let me know if you can relate. Let me know what your thoughts are. So I asked you guys to ask me questions for my Q&A, and then I got some more questions after I had already filmed. So let's just go through and answer some of them. Also, I'm drinking my first caffeine of the day, and I have to say, low-key, it feels good to not start my day with caffeine, because I feel like I would drink a caffeine, work out, eat, and then all of those things would just make me so tired. Like, I'd have the caffeine crash, the waking up early crash. Sometimes after a big workout, I'm tired. Oh my god, it's 11:11. And then I just need to take a nap, or like I eat a potato, I get tired. Like, but I don't feel like that today, bitch, because I waited to have my caffeine. I have to say, like, if Instagram didn't have IG stories, I probably would not use it. Like, who cares about IG these days? Okay, skincare routine. Let me know if you guys want an updated one, but I would say the main thing is going on Accutane. I'm not really blessed with clear skin naturally, so yeah, Accutane really changed my life. But with that being said, there are some products that I definitely like, so let me know if you guys want to see a video. Do you miss being vegan, like physically and mentally? No. I just, like, looking back at old, like, when I was in the thick of it, like 2016, and again, this was doing a high carb thing versus towards the end when I was kind of just eating more regular vegan food and like oil, actual fat. But my face was so puffy and bloated, and my skin was like I've always dealt with acne, but my skin during that time, like, I had so many little bumps all over, and I feel like my face was constantly red, like it was inflamed. And, you know, in acupuncture, or just, I guess, more in like Eastern medicine, you would say that I had too much heat in my body, and it was just showing. I don't miss it. I just feel like now I'm so much healthier, and not only like physically, like I can look in the mirror and be like, yes, bitch, period. But just mentally, I feel like I have a better relationship with food, and I just feel like I have a greater understanding of, I guess, what it means to, I guess, benefit society, benefit the environment, like actually, like what it mean, like, does that make sense? I don't know, but yeah, so I'm grateful for the experience, but I just feel like now it's like you live and you learn and you find what works. Yeah, okay. What's it like to be a Leo, aka God's favorite zodiac sign? I will say that Leo is my favorite season, but I don't know, I just feel like you really have to like look at the whole birth chart. Like, I like being a Leo. I like my birth chart. So I'm a Leo, but like I have a lot of, like, all the rest of my placements are earth, like a lot of earth and water. So I just feel like I'm very grounded, and I like it. I fuck with it. But with that being said, like, I don't think Leo's necessarily the best sign. But I like my chart, though, because it's like, I can have a Leo antic, but at the end of the day, I just want to, like, chill and be nostalgic and, like, eat and go to bed early. Thoughts on relationships that move really fast. I just feel like a lot of the times people, and again, someone is going to be like, well, I started dating, me and my boyfriend became official after one day and we've been together for 8 years. It's like, okay, good for you. But in general, I just feel like you don't really know someone until you've been through some shit with them. And I know that for a fact because I can just think of, like, even friendships. Solid friendships build as you go through shit, whether that's, like, mutual experiences or just emotional, like, you work through stuff. So to move a relationship of any kind really fast, I think just kind of shows that both people maybe are just really, really desperate for something. And not necessarily desperate, like, oh my God, you're so desperate, but, like, you just really want something. Like, you want to feel, like, you're looking for something to fill some kind of void that you have. That's kind of like, damn. But yeah, just because, and also at the beginning of especially, like, romantic relationships, sexual relationships, whatever, you just have all these hormones that are going crazy and you're so, like, excited, but that's not reality. Like, yeah, you can enjoy that, but it's not necessarily real. It doesn't mean it's gonna last. So yeah. Anyway, do you want kids? I would say yes. I would say yeah. Like, right now, no, but sometime. I don't know. Also, I just kind of want to, like, know what it's like to give birth. Like, I am intrigued. I do be reading the books, Yeah, I just think that's, like, really, I just think it's really cool. And that's a whole nother topic, but I've read a couple natural birth books, and I watched Ellen Fisher's most recent, like, birth story time. And she just said something that, I kind of always known because my mom had me and my sister both at home, like, naturally. So I've always kind of grown up with this, like, kind of concept of just birth in America, especially, is, like, such a scam. And so it's so about, like, policing women's bodies and just making it easier for the doctor. And it's just very, like, impersonal. And it's not, I don't know. That's not to discredit anyone's, like, non-natural birth experience, but I just feel like so many women have this fear of birth and, like, oh my God, it's just, like, the worst thing ever, like, whatever. And I mean, if that was your experience, that's totally valid, but just imagine what it would be like, or what our mentalities or attitudes toward it would be if we were taught from the jump that, like, birth is normal, birth is natural. Imagine if we were actually taught what positions giving birth in were the best, and it wasn't, like, this scary thing. Like, imagine if it was just introduced as, like, something that's just natural and normal. And you could apply that to so many different things, like getting your periods, or, like, puberty, menopause, like, all the natural, normal things of life. We just are taught that it's, like, yuck, ew, oh my God, your vagina's never gonna look the same again. Like, it's just, like, shut the fuck up. Like, so yeah, I think it was the Ina May book, but that just had a whole bunch of birth stories, like, natural birth stories at the beginning, and all very similar to, like, Ellen Fisher's most recent birth. And again, that's not to say that, like, birth is going to be this euphoric experience for everyone, or that, and I mean, I've never even given birth, so it's like, honestly, don't even listen to me, but just kind of having, like, these realizations, like, once again, everything is a scam. Anyway, like, it's not, I'm not saying that about, like, oh, the individual, like, damn, you should have done this differently, but just as a society, or, like, that, like, if we were taught, just in general, that everything was normal. Bodies are normal. I came to that realization the other day, too. Like, bodies are normal, bodies are natural and normal. That kind of applies to, like, being stressed out as a kid. Like, is this normal? Is my body normal? And even now, we still have those thoughts. Everyone, I know we all do. Anyway, okay. Do you prefer the single life or having a man's? I feel like I had a little relationship when I was, like, 17 for, like, 2 months, but I'm a single girl. I just feel like in order to tie myself down like that, first of all, what is monogamy? What? I don't know. I'd have to be really wowed. Dance. I challenge you to learn a small choreo you like and post it. I was trying to learn the Peter Piper dance the other day, and bitch, I was like kind of lit, so I thought I was doing such a good job. And then I was looking back at the videos, and I was like, this is so embarrassing. Like, fuck. Oh my god. Someone says, could you bring me lunch tomorrow or Friday? And I know this is a man, so I just want to say to you, check yourself before I check you. Someone just says, what do you think about internalized misogyny? I think it's something that we all carry with us, just like how I feel like most people carry internalized racism. And people get scared of that because it's like, I'm not racist, you know? Oh my god, no. But racism doesn't mean, you know, you are actively being hateful. You know, there's just so much that, again, we're taught from society and just this white man's world that we all live in. And it's like you may not even realize it. So I think the best approach to anything, whether we're talking about misogyny or racism or anything, is just having an open mind, I guess, and being willing to check yourself and to be wrong and to unlearn certain ways of thinking or thinking patterns, because that's really the only way to move forward. You know, if you're so attached to like, oh my god, no, I have this idea of myself and it is the truth and it is it, that doesn't really leave a lot of room for expansion and growth. So just being open, flexible, let me be willing to learn. There's a few more questions, but honestly, like, my brain has ceased to work at this moment, so we're gonna call it a day right here. But thank you guys so much for listening and supporting. Don't forget to tweet me a screenshot or IG story me a screenshot. Also, why did they change the IG fonts? Like, ew. Comic Sans, like, for what? Like, why? No one asked for this. Yeah, love you guys so much. Hope you have a good week, and I'll talk to you next week.